welcome back to my channel, Haunting the Collector, with me, Jace. And today is another recommendation by one of you guys. You see, this is getting really good now because so many of you are commenting and giving me ideas and content that you want to see, and that makes it so much easier for me to do more videos, because the more information I get from you guys, the more that you want to see and stuff that you want asking or bringing up, I'll go away and I'll do the videos for it. So that's absolutely fantastic. I really am loving this communication and input that I'm getting from you guys. I really do appreciate it. So massive thanks. So I was basically asked to do a a video on the basis of someone watching my videos now who maybe doesn't collect, but through watching these is thinking about it. And they said, could you just do a video on sort of what's available, where you can get it, the different pieces, companies, just a basic rundown of the process, and and costs and things like that. So I thought, okay, yeah, that's a brilliant idea, and I'll certainly do that. So if you're watching this now and you're sort of thinking about wanting to start collecting and what to collect, I mean, the first piece of advice is, and I'm nicking this from Jeddah Patrol, is collect what you like. That is like the best bit of advice you can give anyone. Don't be just collecting something because, like, oh, the Marvel films are out now, I'm going to buy Marvel stuff because it might be worth a fortune in years. It might be worth a fortune in years to come. You know, collect stuff that you like, because if you like it, you know about it when it arrives, you'll appreciate it, and you'll never regret having bought it. If you're going to be someone that maybe wants to buy for investment, then I'm probably not the person to be talking to, because I don't buy for that reason. You know, I don't. I've certainly sold pieces in the past that I've made a few quid on, but I haven't. I've never bought for that reason. A lot of my pieces that I've sold, I've lost on. I've probably lost on 90% of the stuff I've sold. But like I say, I never bought for a resale value. I bought because I wanted it, and I wanted to display it, and I wanted to to have it in my collection. And that's how I've always been. Everything I buy because I love it. So whatever your sort of passion is, whether it's films, games, books, whatever, try and collect into the genres or into the lines that you're generally interested in. That's the first key bit of advice. When it comes to actual sort of figures or pieces to have, I mean, I could sit here for hours going through what's available. There is so much available, but I think if I try and sort of categorize this into blocks, I think that's the best way to go. I hope it's the best way to go. So a prime one that a lot of people start with, and there used to be a lot of YouTube channels on them. I don't tend to see them now, or maybe it's because I've just stopped watching them, I don't know. But Funko Pops are, there are so many of them, and I don't quite know what Funko Pops do, but they seem to be able to have the franchise and every single thing going. There's a Funko Pop for almost everything out there. It's incredible. I mean, there must literally be tens of thousands of them by now, from what I've seen. And I've had a few of myself over the years. I've got the odd ones now. I've got a couple, 3 upstairs, I think, still in the boxes. I've got the King of the Dead up there on the mantelpiece on display. And I think these things are about £5-6 you can buy them for. And I know for a fact that some of these Funko Pops, at least about a year or 18 months ago, when I used to watch a couple of YouTube channels where the guys were dealing in Funko Pops, they're selling for hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Something that costs £5-10 to buy. So there's that. Certainly as a starting point, and you can soon compile a decent collection, and they're very cheap, and they have the potential to gain you a little bit of money. So yeah, there's them. And sort of going on from that, I know there are people who collect sort of like, I think it's the Black Series that do Star Wars, and you can sort of buy now. There's a lot of reissues of the Star Wars toys, of the 6-inch or whatever size figures they are. I don't know. Again, I think I've got one upstairs in a box which I bought, and I just thought, just because I'd never seen it as a Star Wars figure before, so I just bought it, and it's still in the box upstairs, stored away. Might be worth some money one day, might not be. I don't know. So there's that, because there are people who do collect basically the toys. There are toy collectors who collect all these toys, and now again there's so many that fall into all the themes of films and games and things like that. The selection is huge, and now of course so easy now with the internet to find and buy these things and find suppliers. You can go into the more sort of next level up, like we to do the Epic series. I've got a couple up there on the mantelpiece, which I can't think. I mean, they're about 20-30 quid each, and because we to have an EU base, your shipping isn't very much. But harping back to my previous video, remember import fees, import fees, import fees, and on toys, it's certainly going to be around about the 30% mark of the value of the item that you're buying. So just keep that in mind. You've got shipping fees and import fees to bear in mind if you're buying outside of the UK or whichever country you're in. So yeah, unfortunately, that's something that none of us can get around. We all have to pay it. So yeah, so we to do a good thing with those. You've got a nice quality, fun piece to display. Like I say, I have a couple up there myself on display. And going on from that, there are other sort of miscellaneous pieces that varying different companies out there do. I mean, there's that. I've got that Nazgul piece up there. You can buy. I can't remember. I think that was Star Toys that did that, but don't quote me on that. I bought it well over a year ago, and I can't remember who on earth made it. I think it was Star Toys. It might not have been. I bought it from Sideshow, who are based in America. So yeah, and I haven't bought from Sideshow in a very, very, very long time. Moving on from there, you have Iron Studios, who do 1/10 scale. Now you're sort of moving now into the 3-figure. These things are around about 100, just into the £100 mark. Again, I've got a Nazgul up there that's 1/10 scale, and Iron Studios do a lot of these, and there's a lot of pieces you can get. We to also do a sort of next step along from their Epics line. And then these again, they're around about 80 quid, something like that. So there's a few of them. I mean, I've got to talk about sort of my genres, the ones that I know and stuff that I've seen. But I mean, this applies if you shop around to any big line. Certainly Marvel, DC, Star Wars. You're going to have no issues finding massive range of stuff from that. And sort of moving then from Iron Studios 10th scale, your next level is 6th scale. Sideshow do their own 6th scale. There's a couple of other companies which you can buy through the Sideshow website that do that. And of course the head runners in this are Hot Toys. Hot Toys do a huge range. Very, very high quality pieces. Posable. They come with loads of extras in the box. Hot Toys have a massive following. There's a huge number of collectors out there who predominantly collect Hot Toys and have huge collections. Some of the collections, I think, Justin's collection, is that what it's called? The Australian guy. I mean, his collection's insane. I was watching one of his videos just a couple of days ago, actually, and I was gobsmacked how much stuff he'd got. I mean, incredible amount. I'd do it that way. But anyway, that's beside the point. Yeah. So, and I myself have had a lot of Hot Toys. I started off with Hot Toys. The first ones I bought myself were 6 scale ones, and over the years I had quite a few pieces. I had I can remember it wasn't actually made by Hot Toys. I had Sandor Clegane, the Hound, my favourite character from Game of Thrones, my favourite TV programme ever. And I had Pinhead from Hellraiser, about the only horror film, proper horror film that I actually really like. I'm not a horror film fan particularly. There are certain ones, nostalgic ones, that I really like. The Thing, the first Alien film. Those are absolute, almost unbeatable classics for me. But yeah, and I think RoboCop. I had quite a few Star Wars 6 scale pieces, and so yeah, and Iron Man, and I'm just trying to think now of I had quite a few. Oh, Brandon Lee the Crow. of these pieces that I had, and I don't know what it was. It was all getting a little bit of a mess and a little bit untidy, and there was no sort of theme running through it other than, I suppose, film. And yeah, I bought, for me then, I bought a premium format piece. Now, premium format is a term, for those of you that don't know, applied to a quarter scale statue. That is premium format. And my first premium format piece was Sideshow's Darth Maul. So this is a non-posable figure. This is a statue, normally made of polystone. They sometimes made of vinyl, but normally 9 times out of 10 made of polystone. So they're delicate. They do break. You've got to be, they're heavy, and it's that's the pose you get. And again, you've got so many places that you can buy these from if you buy direct from the the producers, or there's companies that ship as well. And certainly Sideshow Collectibles is a good place to start. Certainly if you're just starting out buying quarter scale, I think Sideshow is very good as an introductory to quarter scale. They have a huge range available. The prices are good. You're getting a good statues for your money there. You're not having to sort of shell out too much, but you're going to be looking 350 to about £600 for a premium format. That's the price. That's sort of at the bottom end of the premium format market, shall we say. Uh, you then go sort of to the next level. So you're looking at Pro One Studio, Queen Studios, J&D Studios, Infinity Studios, to name but a few. And the majority of my pieces are Prime 1. So behind me there, you've got Sauron, who is quarter scale, believe it or not. And that comes with a 4-figure price tag. So this is what I'm saying. I now sort of look at that as now your top end. You're the right top end of the scale. So these are big purchases, and when you're, to give you a rough idea, I don't really want to sort of go too in depth into money, but I've got to give you the prices so anyone that doesn't know, COVID at the moment has totally screwed with shipping fees and costs and everything. Obviously, they've all gone through the roof. And just to ship him from China was nearly £600. So, you're talking about a premium format statue from Sideshow. At the top end of their scale is probably £600. That's what you're spending just to ship some of these pieces when you sort of move out of that bracket. So, but I didn't jump straight into this, as most collectors won't have done. A lot of them, when you talk to them, they followed a similar route as what I took through it. You just move your way up. So really, it's down to how much you want to collect things, your budget. You don't need me to tell you. I'm sure you're all intelligent enough to know that you obviously you stick to a budget when you've got an available budget. It could just get that it's overwhelming and it sort of buries you a little bit. And as with most things, I think it's good to just go and get a little bit of advice and maybe a little bit of inspiration, and then sort of go off and sort of find your own way to a certain degree. And certainly Facebook is a brilliant tool for having groups that have, there's a huge selection of groups that apply to whichever sort of path you want to take, whether it's hot toys or premium format statues. I mean, you even have groups dedicated to sole statue companies. There's a Sideshow group, there's a Prime One group, there's a Queen Studios group, and so yeah, there's a lot of stuff on Facebook that you can go and chat to people and see what people are posting, what people are talking about. And the Facebook groups are good for that, because you'll have a lot of people on there in a group that can recommend, a reputable seller, someone with a good reputation, someone who maybe lives in the same country as you, who's got things to sell, so you're not having to pay import fees, and the shipping will be greatly reduced. but obviously these are all things that I can't tell you really on. I can't advise you on here because I don't know what you want. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you live. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, for anyone that is watching this who this video content maybe applies to, you know, anything you want to know, smack it in the comments below and I'll answer you direct. And if you want to get in touch with me, if any of you want to get in touch with me direct and you don't really want it to show up in the messages below, go to my Facebook group, Haunt of the Collector. I have a Facebook page dedicated to this YouTube channel, exactly the same name, exactly the same picture icon, Haunt of the Collector. You can message me directly through that page and ask anything that you might want to ask, or just want to give me ideas for content, or any issue at all, and I'll get back to you on that. So for any of you that this content may apply to, I hope that's kind of helped. I know it's been a little bit rushed and a little bit quick, and I haven't gone too in depth, but I really didn't want to, because it's such a colossal thing. It's like years ago I used to be bird watching, and it's like me sitting here and listing all 550 species of birds that you could possibly see in the UK, where realistically you're only going to go out and see maybe 60. You know, it's and there's probably 100 that you'll never see. So do you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. Keep it simple and straightforward for you, and you know, just find your sort of your own way through it. And you know, you can always come back and ask me, and I can certainly point in the direction of decent Facebook groups where there's a great bunch of people on them who will help you more, and some people will have way more experience and knowledge than me as well, and be able to help you even more. So yeah, I hope that's helped and been of some help to anyone who's watching this, that you know needed any sort of help or advice in this. And I do hope that if there are some of you who aren't collectors and thinking about being collectors, are going to be collectors off the back of watching my channel, that'd be superb. And if you are, please let me know. Please let me know. Be absolutely superb to know that there's one less of them and one more of us. Okay, I'm going to wrap up the normal YouTube closing thing. Please like, please subscribe. Always great to hear from you lot. Drop us a comment. I love reading through your comments, guys. It's fantastic. Please share if you know anybody that might like this. Please recommend it and pass it on or whatever. You know, I'd love to keep getting the subscribers up. It all helps the channel hugely, and I appreciate it so much. I really do, guys. I'm going to go now. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next video, which I should be doing in the next day or two. I've got, I think, about 3 or 4 I've got to do. I've got so many to do. So yeah, I'll catch you all very soon. As always, huge thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great week. Ta-ra.